right, Pickle.
Speaking of why people watch this show.
It's time for...
The Butt Groove Guide.
Again, it's a strange segment. Let me explain what we mean by it. So, the Butt Groove Guide is every week we take a look at the landscape of streaming games across the state of Texas, and we tell you, hey, here are some games that you can watch. And a lot of the focus will be on Dave Campbell's Texan Live because, we kind of own it. But there's games all over the place. We want to tell you which games to watch and when, because the idea is you can work on a nice butt groove. Okay? Yeah. And this week, we get to fit in some college football too. How about that?
An even deeper butt groove.
So you can just sit on your couch starting tonight and never leave.
Yeah. Tell your wife it's perfectly fine because the Butt Groove Guide told you to.
Tell her that Ashley Pickle approved this. Tell her that Ashley Pickle was telling you. Tell her that Ashley Pickle was telling you what to do with your butt. Let's start tonight, Pickle. It's Thursday.
Fact.
And if you want to log on to TexanLive.com and stream a couple of games that kick off at 6:30 p.m., I would recommend watching Klein Kane and Cy Creek. From Pridgeon, the great Chase Snyder is going to be on the call there. Mm-hmm. So I would recommend that's probably the best game at 6:30. But then at 7 o'clock, Pickle,
Bring.
Bang!
Watch our faces again.
The DCTF Watch-Along live tonight. Fort Bend, Ridgepoint, and Dickinson, 7 o'clock on Thursday. And now Texan Live is a paid service, right? That's something you have to have a subscription to watch the live Texas high school football and volleyball games across the state of Texas. But we're giving this one away for free on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and you're going to get special commentary from Ashley Pickle, Ishmael Johnson, Gabe Brooks of 247 Sports, Mike Roach of 247 Sports, and also me. It's coming up 7 o'clock. You can watch Fort Bend, Ridgepoint, and Dickinson, which is, in my opinion, the best game we've got on the docket tonight. 7 o'clock tonight, Fort Bend, Ridgepoint, Dickinson, live for free.
Yeah,
Facebook,
come hang out with us.
YouTube, and Twitch. We'll be eating pizza. We'll be drinking soda.
I'll make sure to shout out some of your comments.
Yeah, if you got comments.
If they're nice.
That's very important.
No mean comments.
Okay. Friday! Pickle.
Dateline.
There's one game at 6 on Texan Live. It's Katie Morton Ranch and Katie Pato. I get some eyes on Pato. We've got some high hopes for what they've got cooking. Still a young program there in Katy ISD, but we think Pato's got a chance to make some noise. So get some eyes on Pato at 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock, you got a lot of choices. Okay? Got a lot of choices. I don't have confirmation that one game's happening. So I'm not make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Avoid that one.
Here's what I want you to watch. I guess I should say, we're operating under the assumption that you have 3 screens.
3 screens.
You have TV, computer, and phone, so you can watch 3 games at once. If you have 4 screens,
become a Dave Campbell's Texas football subscriber.
Please subsidize my mortgage. On the big screen, on the big screen at 7 o'clock, I want you to watch Crosby and Manville.
Yeah.
Crosby and Manville, 2 teams that came off of tough losses in week 1. Crosby to Carthage, Manville to Dickinson. Both looking to bounce back. We'll get a really good measuring stick on where these 2 teams are. So that's on your big screen.
And a UNT alum and Jason Metco on the call.
How about that?
On
your second screen, I want you to watch Tomball Memorial and Beaumont Westbrook.
I like that.
I'm bullish on Tomball Memorial. I'm also bullish on Beaumont Westbrook. I think they've got an opportunity to surprise some people down there with a new coach, things like that. Keep an eye on Beaumont Westbrook and Tomball Memorial. But then at 7:30.
Go ahead and switch
7:30, here's where things get tricky, okay? Because there's 2 games I want you to watch, and I told you only have 3 screens. We've already accounted for 2. At that point, I want you to see where the Tomball Memorial and Beaumont Westbrook game is, okay? Where that game goes, 6 o'clock game, maybe you can cycle off of it, etc., right? Depending on where that goes. But there's 2 games I want you to watch. Converse Judson and Lake Travis. Big San Antonio versus Austin game. 2 teams that really acquitted themselves well in week 1. Fantastic matchup there. The other one is Cuero and Wimberley. Cuero and Wimberley. I would actually say put Cuero and Wimberley at the top of your list. Find a way to get that on a big screen. Cuero and Wimberley is the game to watch there. There with Jared Robinson on the call. Very excited about that. Cuero and Wimberley, because Matt Stepp has gone on record that he thinks that Cuero might be back. This is a huge measuring stick here. Because if they beat Wimberley, then like we're talking back. Like that would be huge because Wimberley is so consistent and so excellent. Cuero Wimberley is a game I want you to keep an eye on there. So those would be I give you 5 games. Figure it out. There's going to be...
Here's what's going
to happen. What's going to happen is one of these games is going to end up being a blowout.
Yeah.
Right? And it's going to end up, you're going to be able to cycle off it and stuff like that, or pay attention to it maybe on the Football Friday app. What I would say is whenever you have 3 screens, in order of most important to watch, I'll go Cuero Wimberley, Crosby, Manville, Judson, Lake Travis.
Yeah.
Those would be the 3 most important ones to get on. Okay? And then Saturday, Pickle. Dateline Saturday. First of all, we've got a huge slate of college games. You can watch starting at 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Those Rice Owls.
Hooting intensifies.
Taking on Arkansas. It's on ESPN Plus.
Go watch the upset.
3:30 p.m. on Big Fox is Louisiana and Texas. Certainly watch that game. If you have a second screen, you're so inclined. Northwestern State plays North Texas on ESPN3. 6 o'clock's where things get really complicated because you've got a barrage of college games kicking off as well as a couple of big-time high school games kicking off. So here's what I want to do, okay? At 6 o'clock on the big screen, you've got to watch the most important game of the weekend. The most important game of the weekend is Texas Tech and Houston.
Yeah.
Texas Tech and Houston is a huge, massive game, a tone-setting game, a narrative-setting game for both teams. That's the game you got to have on the big screen. I won't lie to you. On your second screen, I want you to watch Bridgeland and Shadow Creek. Bridgeland and Shadow Creek, 2 teams that looked very good in their opener. Or Shadow Creek, Bridgeland looked really good in their opener. Shadow Creek lost to Galena Park North Shore. I think they're going to be fine. Another big test for Bridgeland right out of the gates. What does Connor Wigman do for an encore on a Saturday night? 6 o'clock, I want you to lock into that. And then your mileage may vary. If you want another high school game,
there's a big one with a
Cy Park
big-time announcer.
Cy Park and Cy Fair with Gavin Moritz and Matt Stepp on the call on Texan Live. You can do that. Cy Park, Cy Fair, I think it's going to be a really good game, an opportunity for Cy Park, the newest program? One of the newest programs in Cy Fair ISD to go and take down the legacy program in Cy Fair ISD. That's a big game. If you are interested more in a college affair, I want to send you to either. You have 2 choices. Boy, you got 3 choices. You have 4 choices.
There's so much football. The Butt Groove Guide is nearly. It's got to be a channel flipping day. Like there's no other way about it. You've got to have that thumb strength ready to go because you're going to be flipping.
This stinks because here's the thing. You got Abilene Christian and SMU at 6 o'clock. You got Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern in the Labor Day Classic on ESPN+. You've got Baylor at Texas State. You've got Tarleton at SFA on ESPN3. And 6:30, UTSA at Illinois on ESPN. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere. I need to check out where they're playing that, but I'll check out lsufootball.net/TV schedule.htm. You gotta just get your remote, change the batteries in your remote because there's too many good football games. And so what I want you to do is I want you to be nimble.
You gotta
be agile. There's a lot of really good games kicking off at 6 o'clock, all that are going to be intriguing. One of them is going to end up being a dud. Like Prairie View A&M may run away from Texas Southern. You can just not pay attention to it anymore. Very intrigued by all those games. And then the nightcap, 7 o'clock. If you're so inclined, you've got 3 should-be blowouts in the college ranks. Kent State's at A&M. Duquesne's at TCU, and Bethune-Cookman's at UTEP. I keep an eye on like the ESPN app or whatever, and just if one of those games gets hairy, go flip over to it. But I wouldn't pay a ton of attention to any of them, unless, of course, you're like a TCU fan, and then lock in on ESPN+. Anyway, there's your Week 2 Butt Groove Guide. This is going to get more and more complicated each week, although I think Week 1's going to be the toughest one. This is a tough week to put together a Butt Groove Guide.
But the good thing about it is you've been without college football for so long, so you're going to want to get much of it as you can.
Sit down, tell your kids to go away, and that you're busy.
Exactly.
Because you are busy watching football.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.